there's a pretty tall bird standing up there in the trees. If you can spot it, that one's the saddle-billed stork. It's kind of hidden in there, and then there's animals all around us. These are two different types of antelope on your left. The darker color one with the horns is the bongo, while the lighter color one there, taking a very cute nap, is the greater kudu. Back to that okapi, the first animal. They have some zebra stripes on their back and front legs, but don't let those fool you, because the okapi is actually going to be the closest known relative and the only known relative to the giraffe. That's going to be with its skeletal structure, as well as its prehensile trunk. And then this animal on your right, can you see it? It's like a black animal with a yellow stripe on its back. You spotted it. That is the yellow-backed duiker. It's a very rare animal to see. They come out maybe once a month, but it's pretty simple. They are known for that yellow stripe on their back, and duiker means diver, so they love the water. We're gonna keep on looking for some more animals. That was a lot all at once, I know. But these saddle-billed stork, those birds, if you saw them, if they were to stand up all the way, they'd be just about 5 feet tall. And they do not have any vocal cords, so they will just rattle their beaks for communication. And the bongos, those darker colored antelope that had horns, they are typically very good at camouflage, and they will be given the nickname the ghost of the forest, with both male and female having those horns. While the greater kudu, the lighter color ones, they are the second largest antelope on the reserve, as they range about 5.5 feet up to their shoulders, and with them only the males have horns. So those couple that you saw were female. Like I said, that was a lot, so you do have a couple of seconds to kind of digest all that information. But it looks like we are leaving the rainforest, and up next we are entering Saki River. And the animals in here are typically going to be very aquatic, so as we pass, you just have to keep your eyes out for any shadows or air bubbles under the water. Colored birds over on your right side. They're kind of all scattered around. So these are the pink-backed pelicans, and they get their name from a very, very slight pink coloring on their back that is only going to get darker during mating season. There's a couple more up ahead showing off their beautiful beaks and feathers. And you can see the sun over on your left. It's actually getting out of the water here.
Hippos. That's Gloria.
And the others are all scattered in the water there. So these are the Nile hippopotamus, and hippos love the water, but they don't really care too much to swim. So instead, they're just going to walk around on top of the water, or float, as you can see. And with that, they can hold their breath for about 8 minutes at a time.
Underwater.
And if a hippo really wanted to, it could outrun you on land, or even outswim you in water, as they can hit top speeds right around 40 miles an hour. But they are herbivores, they're just territorial, so do not worry. And then if you happen to wonder, a group of hippos found together just like that one is called a float. And then also over on your left, all scattered around, are the Nile crocodile. And there's quite a few, like I said, so you just have to look around.
I see one. I see number one. That's I see number one.
Now the Nile crocodile, fully grown, can be just about 16 to 19 feet long, and they can weigh anywhere from 300 to 500 pounds. But absolutely contrary to how they look, they're going to be incredibly gentle parents. So when their eggs are ready to hatch, both mother and father will roll the eggs around in their mouth. That's going to help out with incubation. And then once those eggs have already hatched in any form of danger, the mother will just scoop up her babies in her mouth and carry them away to safety. I know it gets kind of bumpy there, I'm so sorry. As we're passing through, coming up on your right is a pretty interesting looking tree, but it's actually incredibly important. So this tree is a baobab tree, and it's only going to have leaves for up to 3 months out of the entire year. But with that, it is going to be an incredible water source for most, if not for all of the animals on the savanna. And because it truly does help out with saving lives, it is given several nicknames, including the upside down tree, as it sort of looked like it was put on upside down. but also the Tree of Life. Now, if that one sounds familiar, it probably should. Like I did mention, we are entering the savannah. That tree canopy above us has opened up. We are now in a very beautiful grassland. The animals in here are going to be very migratory, which in return does make them incredibly unpredictable. So we'll just have to see what we can find, which I think is going to be quite a few right off the bat. But this might be a little bump here. I think we're safe. But these animals on your right, these really tall antelope, these are the elands. They're also one of my favorites. They are the largest antelope in the reserve. They range about 6 feet up to their shoulders, so including those beautiful horns, they can be about 9 feet tall. And something really cute about the eland, and pretty much all antelope in general, but when the males try to impress the ladies, they're going to stick their horns into bushes of flowers and create sort of a flower crown around their horns. Now if you can spot them on your left, they're in the shade in the back, sort of in the middle under a tree. Those are the African painted dogs, and they're also kind of hidden back there. So they get their name before they're spotted, and they kind of resemble splattered paint, and they're going to be unique to each and every one of them. And then over on your right side, that animal with the really big horns there, that is the Ankole cattle. They are one of the only domesticated animals on the reserve. As in Africa, they were found in a tribe that would use them as a symbol of wealth. The more that you have, the wealthier you are. And there's a couple more up ahead, different color variations. But their horns look really big and scary, but they're actually going to be very light. They're made with this honeycomb-like material that just helps out with temperature regulation throughout their bodies. We're just going to slowly make our way over to these other animals. But if y'all want to help out with any of the animal spotting, there is an animal spotting guide right above you. So if you want to take a look at it, maybe find some of your favorites, hopefully we can go and find them all. So while we are making our way around, I see quite a few giraffes up ahead. But sadly for most of these animals here on the savannah, they are going to be endangered. The savannah right now is currently being mined for this mineral called coltan, which is very common, and most of y'all probably have it on you right now. It's going to be those smartphones, smart devices, small electronics, cameras, laptops, anything like that. So if you want to help out any at all when you're upgrading or retiring those devices, just recycle or donate them, and it'll actually help out way more than you think. There's a giraffe on your left, and there's some wildebeest on your right.
Oh, the sweet giraffe.
Now, wildebeest are going to be very migratory animals. They can travel in the herds up to 1 million. And because they are so migratory, they're going to want to be very efficient, so they actually don't stop for water until they're about 5 days out. So every 5 days, they'll get a sip of water. And there is a couple giraffes all huddled by the trees on your right, if you can see them, which 3 of them over there. But these are the Maasai giraffes, and you can tell that based off of their spots. They're going to be more rigid and not distinctly in a line or pattern. The giraffes can vary in heights and sizes, but they can be up to 20 feet tall. And with that, they're going to be eating for up to 20 hours a day. So if you think about it, it doesn't really leave much time for sleeping. So instead, giraffes will sleep in these quick 2 to 5 minute power naps, typically standing up. As you can imagine, they have a pretty hard time bending over or laying down. So in total throughout the day, they only get about 30 minutes of sleep. And then a group of giraffes found together is called a tower. But I'm hoping we'll find some more. I see a few more wildebeest off in the distance on your right, all the way back there. Now believe it or not, wildebeest are also very family oriented. They absolutely love each other. And when they sleep, as you might have seen, they sleep in this like circle oval formation where they put the weakest and the youngest in the center and the strongest on the outside so they can sleep while they are protected. I think I saw one more giraffe over on your right. It's walking the road over there. But I know a couple of watering holes we can go and visit, so before we make our way over there, we'll head to those. But these next animals don't typically come out very often, so I'm hoping with saying that they're going to prove me wrong. And based off of all of these fallen branches here, I think something massive has been here, so maybe we can figure out what has caused all of this damage.
Hope not the lions.
A couple more of those branches over there, and I do behind a bush. We happen to see it, maybe see its shadows. That is a mandrill monkey. They're one of the largest monkeys in the world. A male mandrill, which is the one in the bush right now. Oh, there's a female. You can see them on your left.
baboon.
Can you see them?
There's two.
Two baboons.
But the
And
male,
there's the
male
king.
mandrills will weigh up to 100 pounds, and the females will be weighing significantly less.
That's the king.
Under this fun little peephole, we can see the elephant way better, so don't worry. This is going to be bumpy here.
Road phones.
So it's on your right. There's its beautiful back end. But this is an African elephant, and they're massive. And you take a look at their ears. They're pretty massive too. Now they will use their ears for many things. One of my favorite ways to talk about is they will use their ears as like a portable fan. So they will flap them around, and that can help lower their body temperature down by about 15 degrees, which I think is very handy.
Nina. That's Nina the
I have one
elephant.
more water hole we can go and visit, so hopefully it will find some more. The water for all these animals is going to be very important, just like it is important for us. So it's going to be very important to keep those waterways clean.
Yes, that elephant's name is Ina.
Stay happy, safe, and healthy.